We have 5 of what are arguably the best fast food sandwiches in the industry. We've got Subway, Jimmy John's, Firehouse, Panera, and Blimpie. And today we're going to be doing a taste test where we rate each of them out of a score of 1 to 10 to figure out which one makes it the very best.
But before we jump into the taste test, we are trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on our channel. So if you haven't already done so, go down below the video, click that little red button. It would really help support us.
All right, well, let's get into this. We're going to be starting today with Firehouse Subs, the only one that is warm.
Let's go ahead and take a look. We haven't looked at any of these yet, so we're doing kind of a blind reaction, and the bread is falling off of the sandwich there.
Which is kind of expected since we didn't just eat it right away.
There we go. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of lettuce and a lot of melted cheese actually on there.
Yeah, this is the only one that's toasted, so we would expect to get some melted cheese. By the way, these all have white bread, turkey, lettuce, tomato, mayo, and they all have cheese.
They mostly all have cheddar cheese, except for
right.
Jimmy John's doesn't have any cheddar cheese at their store, so I don't know what that was all about. And by the way, we tried to get all non-toasted, but Firehouse Subs only has toasted sandwiches, so that's why this one's toasted.
You're going to get the majority of the melted cheese there. Enjoy.
All right, thank you. I will.
So we're kind of doing a comparison of all the different ingredients, lettuce, tomato, kind of the turkey, the bread.
And how they come together as a whole.
Correct.
Ooh, okay, so there is quite a bit of meat in there, I'm seeing.
That is a lot.
And that melted cheese looks good. All right.
Smells good.
It does.
I like it.
I want to go in. I'm hungry.
Let's do eat. You know what I really like?
What?
I really like the bread, how the outside layer, just a really thin layer, is kind of crunchy a little bit, chewy, and then the inside is soft.
Oh yeah, you're right about that.
Good texture.
I immediately noticed that I actually taste more lettuce than meat, which I'm not really a fan of. I'm okay with lettuce. I like a little bit of crunch on the sandwich that it gives, but not when it's overpowering the meat, which is like my favorite thing.
Yeah, I noticed the lettuce too, which is kind of interesting. It doesn't look like there's a ton of lettuce on there, but I don't know. Does that mean that the meat doesn't have a lot of flavor? My favorite thing about this sandwich is the bread. I say it does have a good flavor.
I really like the melted cheese. So I did just taste a piece of the meat, and it really doesn't have a lot of flavor at all.
Yeah, I don't know if turkey typically does, unless they do something, special with it. I don't think it typically does have a ton of flavor.
Let's see here.
But anyway, okay, well, let's see. So for Firehouse Subs, I like it. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Oh,
not
okay.
Great, but
I was going to say, with that melted cheese and the bread, those are the best two parts of the sandwich. I'm gonna give it a 6.
All right, well, let's go next to Jimmy John's. Up next is Jimmy John's, and we're gonna take it out of this very fancy bag they've got here. And we've got a true sub sandwich here. It's all rolled up.
Go ahead and take this sticker off and see what we got inside.
So I am kind of biased in this sandwich category because I've got my favorites. Now, this does not look amazing at all, but I actually really like Jimmy John's.
I haven't eaten at Jimmy John's really ever. Maybe a couple times, but this is very weird. The bread looks kind of like astronauts would eat this or something. It's all like compact and
it doesn't look that great, I have to admit.
Know. Yeah, well, that's not really what I was expecting, but hey, maybe it tastes really good. Okay, so this one has less meat than the last one, and like I said before, meat is one of the most important things I'm looking for.
See if it tastes any good.
Yeah.
This bread is chewier.
Yeah, it's a lot thinner too. The bread is really thin.
It is thinner.
You said you got mayo on all of them, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I tasted mayo on the last one, and I definitely get more mayo flavor in this.
That's exactly what I was just going to say is I can taste the mayo a lot more on this one. But I think I'm mostly tasting mayo. I think, again, what I like best about this sandwich is the bread.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I like chewy bread.
I think I like the freshness of the tomatoes in that one. Now I've only got a bite left, and it looks like all it has left is bread and lettuce, which I'm not very happy about.
Mine has bread and tomato and mayo. Okay, well, I think the flavor was actually pretty good, but I think that was because of the mayo.
It was, yeah.
But
I was just gonna say the same thing. I think the flavor was pretty good, but I don't really know what it was about it. It wasn't really like one specific thing that I really liked from it.
But,
So,
but now that I eat it, I think it's because of the mayo, because that's kind of the flavor that I remember from eating them. I don't eat Jimmy John's a ton, but when I do eat them, I think that flavor kind of comes through on all their sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that that's what I like about it. That being said, I'm going to give that one probably about the same
I was going to say
as I
about
did
the same
last
too.
one for different reasons.
I think I liked it a little bit less because there wasn't really one ingredient that was like shining through and making it better. So I'm going to give it a 5.5.
I'm going to go with a 6.5 again. All right, up next we've got Blimpie. It says here America's Sub Shop. I don't know if it's our sub shop.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Let's
We
find
are
out.
in America, but
This one's got some weight to it. It's pretty heavy. I think
Yeah.
it's probably the
it
biggest,
looks
heaviest one
pretty
so
big.
far.
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest one so
Wow.
far.
You know what I see first off? I noticed that the lettuce on here is more green. It's got greener, deeper green color than the others.
That's true.
It's got pretty good thick slice of
cheese?
cheddar.
And then let's see about the meat here. Oh, they've got a few slices of meat in there too.
I don't know.
Okay, this one looks the best so far.
I was not expecting this to do well.
Oh, okay.
So let's
Why
see.
is that?
I don't know. It just Blimpie to me seems like the cheap one. Speaking of cheap, I would say all of these were actually a pretty similar cost to each other, around $4 to $5. Panera was definitely the most expensive. That's kind of like the premium sandwich shop.
Premium sandwich. Ooh.
So-
Oh yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna like this one. If the meat has
wow.
a good flavor,
Yeah.
there's quite a bit of meat in there.
And I see a lot of mayo in there too.
2 slices of cheese. Okay,
Wow.
this one looks pretty good.
All right, let's give it a shot. I took a big bite.
Me too. It looks too good not to. The meat is good. I like the meat. There's kind of a weird flavor. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the bread or the mayo.
I don't really taste anything weird. I don't know about this one. I like it.
I like it.
It's good, but I can't really pick out any one thing that I like about it.
For me, it's the meat. This is my favorite so far. I'm going to give it a 6.5.
There's something that I do like about it a little bit better than the others. Part of it, I think, is just that it is thick and big, and you get like a nice big chewy bite out of it.
I definitely like that.
And the flavor is good, so I'm going to have to rate it a little bit higher
Oh,
than
okay.
the first two as well. I'm going to go with the 7.
Wow. Blimpie's the best so far.
It's kind of crazy.
Moving on to definitely the most popular, or at least the location with the most locations. Location with the most locations. We got Subway.
Yeah, I've unwrapped a few hundred of these sandwiches in my lifetime.
Wow. Got wrap within a wrap.
Wow, extra
That's
fresh.
crazy. Oh wait, this is white bread, right?
Yes, it is white bread.
And it doesn't look very white. It looks pretty brown to me.
Might have gotten a little overcooked. I don't know.
Well, if
Yes.
it's not supposed to be. Oh, I guess the bread. The bread is cooked, but
Yeah.
it's not a toasted sandwich.
No.
All right. Well, I have one complaint already. If you order cheddar cheese at Subway, you get it shredded, and I definitely like sliced cheese more than shredded cheese.
It's a little bit annoying. It's the only one that they do shred. I don't know why. Maybe it's for their melted sandwiches.
I don't know.
Shredded cheese definitely melts better than sliced cheese. I don't know. It's just a guess.
Okay. Well.
It looks. There's a lot of filling in there.
Okay. Yeah.
The bread is
tomato.
the bread is
tomato's
thinner.
pretty thick.
I noticed when they were doing this, they did put quite a few tomatoes on there. So it looks good, except for the bread, I would say, is pretty thin. But let's see how it tastes. Not
I don't really.
not anything special there.
I don't really taste the meat.
I don't either.
I do taste the tomatoes. I'm a tomato fan on sandwiches, so I like that part. But the meat is kind of going missing. You know what? I don't even taste the cheese at all. I don't really taste the meat or the cheese. That's a big problem. Those are like the 2 most important parts.
This sandwich is okay, but there's just nothing in particular that I like about it. And unlike the last one where I couldn't really pick out a certain ingredient that I liked, I would say that just eating this just doesn't bring my mouth much pleasure.
Nope, my taste buds are not happy.
Yeah, and I was going to say that before when I mentioned that I kind of have a bias for sandwiches. Subway has never really been one of my favorite. I used to like it, but I don't know, over the years, I don't know if they changed things or what, but I just don't like it very much anymore. And this just confirmed my dislike of Subway. So I'm going to have to rate that a 5. It's just a,
Okay, well, I do like the bread and the tomato, but that's about it. And I think the cheese and the meat are the most important parts. So I'm going to have to go below a 5. So this is below par, which is weird because this is definitely the sub sandwich place I eat the most. I'm giving it a 4.
Oh, ouch, Subway. All right, last we've got Panera's sandwich, and I noticed taking out of the bag, we got a bag of chips.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Always love bonuses.
Maybe we can try these along with the sandwich.
Yep. All right.
How does it look?
And I just got a half sandwich, so this is normally twice as big, I guess, if you get a whole one. It definitely looks more like a prime deli sandwich.
Yeah, this one is not a sub sandwich. The only one.
But looks like pretty high grade ingredients.
It does.
The lettuce is very green. Looks very fresh.
And like you said, this is the most expensive. So
Yep.
we'll try to keep that in mind.
Right. White cheddar, in this case. It's white. It's not provolone. It's cheddar. It's just white cheddar. And probably the biggest tomato that we've gotten so far. All the other ones kind of small. Maybe enough, but just smallish.
All right, cut that thing up. I'm ready to taste it.
Let's do it.
I'm excited for this one. I'm going in.
Wow, that one looks really thick.
Are you getting any sort of weird flavor with that one?
Yes.
It's like right when I bite in, there's kind of a weird flavor.
I think that's probably the white cheddar, is my guess.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Or maybe the mayo. I'm not sure.
Maybe the mayo.
But it kind of goes away after a second, and it's pretty good.
I would say there's more flavor in this one than there were, at least in the last two. I like this one.
In this one, it doesn't feel like the lettuce is... It's not ruining it. It's making it better.
Yeah, it's actually providing some crunch, some crispness to it, which I really like different textures when I'm eating something. So that lettuce is really nice. Just overall good flavor. The bread's good. I do like more of kind of a chewy bread, but the texture's not my favorite, but the flavor is good.
I think this has got to be at least tied with my favorite one so far, which was, I think, a 6.5. And I'll probably... I think I might have to stick with the 6.5.
Really? This one's definitely my favorite so far. I'm trying to think, okay, if I wanted to eat any one of these again, which one would I pick? And I think this is the one that I would pick. It's not a lot more than a couple of the others, but it is a little bit more than the couple of the others. So I'm going to have to go with a 7.5 on this.
Oh, all right. Which brings it up to what, Mr. Mathematician?
What was your...
I gave it a 6.5.
Do you know how to do 6.5 and 7.5?
I think that's 14.
Yes.
I did
You're
it.
right. All right, should we get our totals out and see who wins? All right, so with 7.5, 6.5, we've got 14 here.
Okay. So Panera did win by half a point only, with 14 points total. Blimpie in second place.
I cannot believe
13.5. And that, I don't know, I might have to go back and try them again after this video side by side to see which one I really like better.
I am surprised.
That one was actually good.
Blimpie?
The Blimpie, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm really surprised about that. The third place was Firehouse, which not too surprising. They make a really good sandwich. But at the beginning when we were eating it, I didn't think it was going to do super well because I wasn't super impressed with it.
Yeah.
But I guess I wasn't super impressed with any of these.
I know. I was going to say, maybe I'm not a huge sandwich fan because the best score I gave was 6.5 out of 10, which is really not great.
All right, so here's something. None of these sandwiches were super fancy, meaning we didn't put a lot of different ingredients on them. So we just wanted to keep it plain so we could get all the same ingredients from all the same restaurants, which probably has an effect on how good it was.
Yeah, that's
Normally I'd
probably true.
get like pickles and black olives and maybe some avocado, which makes the sandwich a lot better. So that's probably where some of the low scores are coming from.
Yeah, so Panera is the very best sandwich. If you're not on a budget, go ahead and get a Panera sandwich.
Yep.
But if you are, go for Blimpie.
Yeah, amazing how good that was.
We hope you guys enjoyed this taste test, and if you did, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. We'll see you next week.
See ya.